yeah.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello. Welcome back to Blame Your Brother, episode 145. And we are streaming the show live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. You can get all that at blameyourbrother.tv. Come hang out with us as we record the show live. We got the live chat going. Lots of people throwing their 2 cents in. So it makes the show worth it, and you can watch us in video and do it live. So there you go. We are Blame Your Brother. There are 3 of us that come to you every week. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, the Dream Killer, and I am joined by this man who sits to the left of me. It's Lee.
A true podcast pro, the Saul of podcasting, of course, the one and only, the Bronze Safety Pin.
Yes, my actual brother. And then we're joined by this man who sits to the right of me. It's John.
John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, so that's the 3 of us that make up Blame Your Brother, David, Lee, John, and we're going to get the show moving. But before we do that, every week we offer a chance for us to apologize, take anything back we said on last week's show that was wrong, morally or factually. So we'll start with Lee. Lee, is there anything you need to apologize for last week?
I have to apologize to John. I wasn't actually thinking that we would kill you on Mount Everest. So if you took it that way, I apologize. It came to my attention. People were walking me up on the streets and going, please don't kill John. He's a good guy. And I agree. At the very least, we were going to do some, light injury, just something a little cause a stir, get Mandy Moore involved. So I apologize to you, John.
Wish you'd have told me sooner. The whole week I was looking behind my back and
You were
I was
prepared.
a wreck.
You were like
was a
mentally getting
wreck.
prepared. Oh,
I never know where Lee's going to pop out and take away my oxygen.
put you in a squirrel suit.
So apologize for attempted murder. Is that pretty much it?
I don't think that you really can apologize
Planning stages.
for attempted murder unless you actually attempt to murder someone.
I don't know. That is attempted murder, which
Is that like
you
second
accomplished.
degree is when you kill someone but you didn't mean to,
Was that,
even though you planned it.
This is meditated. You planned this out to do this.
No, I planned not to.
If I went,
what
no.
It was a misunderstanding.
If I hired a fake hitman and he came out as an FBI agent and I hadn't even orchestrated the crime yet, I would be charged with attempted murder.
Oh, attempted murder?
Yeah, I just said attempted murder. You're apologizing.
I mean, I guess if John wanted to get his lawyers together and file a suit against me, it's all on
think
tape.
You're safe. I don't know.
It's
I
all
don't
on
have that
tape.
kind of energy.
I'm sorry, John. I don't know what else to say.
So, attempted murder. Okay, there we go. John, anything for
I
you?
guess I should apologize for not dying.
Yeah.
For increasing ratings.
That's true.
I'm sorry about that.
I'll put it more on you than anyone else, but, whatever.
My bad.
All right.
I should apologize for not dying.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm apologizing for that. So, okay. That was so powerful. It repeated in time.
Echo from the void.
We're talking about dimensions before it started. Okay, I'm good. So we're going to get the show started. And, John, anything important in this week happened to you? Any goings on? Because me and Lee have something.
All right. I watched Good Omens. It's based on a book, and it's a miniseries on Amazon Prime. But anyway, whenever I partake of something like this, whether it be a series or even like a trip, I like to look ahead and see what other people have said about it. And so I looked at some of the critics, and if I'm excited about something, if I'm looking forward to it, I look at the negative reviews. And then if I'm just on the fence about something, I'll look about the positive reviews. And I was kind of excited about it, so I looked at the negative reviews. And have you ever been almost ashamed about belonging to a certain group of people?
Yes, constantly.
Yeah, you're like this podcast. But anyway.
No, I know. I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
I am a Christian. Everyone knows that pretty much who's listened. And the negative reviews were saying, it's mocking Christianity, blah, blah, blah. It's called Good Omens. What do you think? You think it's just going to be... You think it's not going to mock Christianity if you look into it? It's postponing the Armageddon.
Right.
And you think that there's not going to be some kind of... And so I just... sometimes people just aggravate me to no end. And
Yeah.
then that's what a lot of people. That's why they dislike a lot of Christians, because they're like that. And
Wow,
it's just.
okay.
But anyway, I enjoyed it. If you like British humor, I would encourage you to watch it.
I was gonna say, like, if someone like big movie came out, like Avengers Endgame, and everyone liked it, like 98%, and then you had one person that talked bad about it. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm not even.
That was a hypothetical though.
comment.
I just said hypothetical. I picked
Yeah.
a movie,
He
hypothetical.
said
movie.
98%.
Avengers Endgame. Lee, I mean, what? Do you not like that movie?
It was
Okay. Well, anyways, all right.
it's
So
a solid 5. You know,
Yeah, no.
solid 5.
5 plus 5. Okay. So that's Good Omen, recommended. Amazon, right? Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check it out if you like Neil Gaiman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people will probably check it out. So what's the review though? Is it like, did you look at a score or anything like that?
No, I just looked at
Okay.
like people who were watching it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, me and Lee here, you know, we're podcast professionals. What can you say? And so we went to PodX. And so what PodX is, it's a convention in Nashville for podcasters. I guess it's a chance for you to sharpen the sword of podcasting, so to speak.
Well, actually, it was
Right?
it was for all things podcasting. You could go as a fan.
Okay. Yeah.
You could go as a podcaster, and then you could also go as, I'm sure there's a third
Something
one.
else.
Someone
Well-
just vaguely interested in podcast and want to learn more about it, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess there's really only 2. I guess there's fans, casual podcasters, and then the people who are doing it professionally for,
Right.
big time podcasters.
But it was aimed.
We were
obviously.
there as big timers,
Right.
obviously.
But I feel it's like aimed at podcast. But anyway, so we went, and the reason we got in, because it was going to be $200 a ticket
For the weekend.
for the weekend.
That's like, what, $75 a day? Something like that?
We'll get into that in a minute. But thanks to Olivia of Something's Not Right podcast, she hooked us up with some comp codes. So we got in for free. There we go. And go check that podcast out. That was the podcast voted #1 best podcast in Nashville. Something's Not Right. So if you like true crime murder, you'll enjoy that. But so we got in for free. And so we walk up there, and we're walking, and so we take a look around. You know, you go to convention, what I normally do is I'll take a look around of everything.
Well, first off, we went on a Sunday. So it's a
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday convention.
Okay.
Sunday days at conventions are usually the down day.
They are true.
I mean, if people are going hard, especially if people come from out of town, they're going out Friday night. The casuals don't have the energy to go out Saturday night, but the true hardcore people are going out Saturday night, and the Sunday night you're going home.
Right,
So
I hear you. Yeah,
it's
I
a
hear
wind
you.
down day.
I
It's
hear
a
you.
wind down day.
I'm talking about just the layout. So you go to convention, you walk around. You go to Wizard World or some Comic Con. It's a lot of walking to do. You know, they got several. This is at the Music City Center, by the way, which is our huge convention center here in town if you're not listening to Nashville. So we walk around. There's one room. Then we walk around to another room. And I'm like, all right, well, we need to go upstairs and check out. Well, there's more. I'm saying one room, one area. What, about 6 rooms each? So 12 rooms maybe? I mean, it's about right.
I mean, there was probably like 4. There was 4 mini talk rooms, 1 large talk room.
Okay.
There was a market area which consisted of 6 tables.
Yeah.
There was a Netflix recording studio, which was really awesome.
That was cool, yeah.
There was what they called a quiet room. I think they put some noise dampening material in it, where it's a small place for people to gather in a room. And there was
And talk, which I thought was weird that we went in there and people were talking. I thought in the quiet room there'd be no talking allowed. Hey, call me crazy, but anyway, go
You're
ahead.
crazy.
All right, go ahead. So, and there
Quiet
was
rooms for crazy people.
apparently
Yeah.
we were in there.
Yes.
Anything else?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's one more thing.
All right, you get the point. About
Gender
12
neutral
rooms.
bathroom.
Yeah, 12 rooms. We'll get to that in a minute for sure. 12 rooms in all. So I'm like, well, let's walk up to the top floor and we'll check out the rest of it. And Lee goes, no, this is it. And I went, what do you mean this is it? And he goes, this is literally it. And I went, no, give me the map. And I went, oh my God, this is it. So we went to the merch area, met some cool people there, walked out of the merch area after about 5 minutes. But we are on Libsyn now. They did do their job. They sold us on Libsyn. So we've this doesn't matter for you downloading or subscribing, but we're switching over to Libsyn from self-hosting. It's going to be a little bit better for our statistics and, demographics. But anyways, point is, we met a Libsyn guy. He kind of talked me into it. I was already on the fence anyway. Then we walk out, and we attended one panel, which we talked about in the mini episode. So, I'm not going to get into that. And then we went and recorded the mini episode in the Netflix recording studio. But it was tiny. And if I had paid $200 for that, I'm just saying, if I had paid $200 for that entire weekend.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that we didn't get the full value of. Okay. They had some big name speakers there.
No, they didn't.
True podcast titans of the industry.
Nope.
That were willing to sit in a panel and speak on their experiences and then answer questions.
Willing? They were getting paid, bro. What are you talking about, willing?
Paid, willing, what's the difference? And then it's so small that you could converse with them afterwards if you so desired.
I didn't know who they were. I did not know who these people were. Now, one of the women there, Ashley Flowers, I believe is her name. It's Ashley for sure. She hosts, what's it called? Crime Addict or Crime something. I don't know, some crime podcast.
Welcome to Night Bell. That's
sure.
a big one, right?
Yes, that is a bigger podcast. But, John, have you heard of any of those?
No.
Okay, have you heard of Mark Maron?
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard of Adam Carolla?
Yes.
Don't say Joe Rogan. Do not say
Have you heard of Joe Rogan?
Yes.
So those are big names, okay? These are like the maybe B players, probably C players. I'm just saying I thought they were – now, I want to say that. I thought that the panel was fantastic. I thought they were all great. It was informative to some degree to us. Not as much as I'd like it to be from so-called experts, but, But I have been doing this once again for, I don't know, how long now? I don't know, long time. 12 years or something. But regardless, doesn't matter. I'm glad we got to go and check it out. And we met another podcast after the event via social media. I started following some people that were on Instagram doing #PodX, which at the panel they said they didn't use hashtags. Whatever, that's the point. Brain Data Beer was one of the podcasts there. I've started listening to the podcast. It's 2 stay-at-home dads, and they've been featured on TV here. That Good Day Nashville, they were on that show. So they're doing good as well. But I started listening to them, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I think we're gonna try to do something with those guys because they're kind of like us. But Brain Data Beer is a podcast. Go check it out. So for that it was worth it. And I'm sure we'll talk about the woman we met while seeing the panel.
Well, I was going to say, if you had gone for more, if you'd gone Friday and Saturday and had a chance to network with people too, I think that would be valuable to find people in your same area that are into podcasting and have similar experience and capable of introducing you to new audiences and being guests and exchanging ideas and content. Like the lady that we met, I forget her name, but she was into healing, I guess you would call it psychotherapy to some degree.
I guess.
She said she had figured out a new method of psychotherapy. So instead of having to do a lifetime of therapy, she can get you in and out in 3 episodes. Three visits.
Sessions.
3 visits.
3 sessions, you're cured for the rest of your life. John.
Depending on, 3 or 4, depending on the severity of the problem.
4 and you're done. All your problems are off your back. Every issue you've ever had. She was like an old hippie. She didn't even have a Twitter account. I don't think she did before she left. We convinced her to. She made it while they were talking, and then when she did it, she showed it to us and gave us a big thumbs up, and we're like, "Sweet, okay." She was interesting, and actually, what's funny? Champagne Way was at that same panel we were at, and I didn't even see him. I didn't know they were there or anyone. And I think Olivia was there that same day as well, but I don't know how we didn't run into him. There was only 40 people there. We
didn't really talk to a lot of people, but what I thought was hilarious was.
All those connections he made that he was talking about.
Right, yeah. We're not the podcast to go network. I'm just being honest. We're not.
There was some circumstances that prohibited me from networking as much as I wanted to. But I will say there was like 2 guys that were sitting 4 chairs, 4 rows behind us.
Okay.
And toward the end of the panel, they just started having their own conversation.
Yeah, they did.
What is up with that?
That's weird. I don't know. Where people were looking at them
I looked at them for sure.
What's up? And they were just like, whatever, bro. Hey,
this is boring, yo. We podcasting. We're talking.
We're woke white dudes. So we shouldn't change the name of the podcast to Woke White Dudes.
That is pretty good.
Oh, do you think we should?
No, I don't think we should, but it is a good name.
I'm going to start a podcast called Woke White Dudes.
You should just be woke white dude.
On Twitter? Oh man, I wonder if I can get that Twitter now.
Well,
Okay,
you better
anyways,
hurry up.
keep-
Someone's
so,
listening.
Talk about yeah. I'm sure Rusty's going to grab it real quick. Okay, talk about the gender. What is it? The gender neutral bathroom. Yeah.
So they had in the convention center on each of the, I don't know what you call them, segways, byways, or whatever. There's typically a male and female bathroom. So PodX, being very woke, as using your language, they decided to turn the men's bathroom into a gender neutral bathroom. So they put up a sign. They masked some of the signing, that the large overarching sign that directs you to the bathrooms, they didn't bother to cover. But the one right beside it that you wouldn't look at, they did. So that was kind of cool. I do support gender neutral bathrooms. I will tell you what I thought was weird was I went in and it was the men's bathrooms. There was a line of urinals. And, I had that question. Am I, as a person going into a gender neutral bathroom, am I supposed to use the urinal? Or are those kind of like no-go? Because imagine you've used the bathroom in a men's bathroom at a urinal. It's kind of open. You're standing there. A woman walks in. Obviously she doesn't probably care at that point that you're using the urinal. Or should gender neutral bathrooms be more about the stallage?
I think it's weird that the men's bathroom. I agree with you. It seems the natural bathroom for a gender neutral bathroom would be the women's bathroom. Like, you follow us, John, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he makes a good point. I mean, if it's a large bathroom where there's several different stalls and there's urinals, what's the rule there?
yeah,
I didn't know. I used the urinal.
yeah. No, I did too.
So the other thing that was weird, so I went in just by myself, and you took like a picture or video or something. Then later we had to use the restroom. We went in together.
Okay, specify. He wasn't taking a picture or video of you using the bathroom.
No,
I wish he had.
I took a picture of him. We talked about it on the mini episode. I took a picture of him standing outside the sign, and people loved it.
It was a really bad picture. Don't
No.
go look at the picture. It's
There you go.
really, really
Yeah,
bad.
Okay.
Okay, so the second time we went in, this dude walks in, goes into the stall, and just starts ripping some angry farts. And okay, whatever. I've been in a bathroom, like, people are doing their business, but I was thinking, like, and I think I'm thinking about this all wrong. I'm thinking, like, would a woman want to be in here with a dude ripping angry farts right now?
I don't think anyone would, but I think men might be more receptive to it. I would agree with that. Yeah.
So I don't think we have the gender neutral bathroom quite figured out yet. I think there's still some
No, I do.
issues that we need
I
to, put it into practice so that we can get a little bit more feedback.
I do. Single stall bathroom.
But it was a single stall.
Then make them.
Oh, yes.
Make
I
them
was saying,
businesses.
like, just
One door,
boop, boop,
one
boop.
bathroom. One door, one bathroom. That is my plan for mayor of
so
Nashville.
there was
Do you
probably-
understand this?
okay. So there was probably like 4 stalls, 4 urinals.
Yeah.
I've never been into the women's bathroom. Do you think they have more than 4?
Yeah, they
stalls?
do. I've been in one. Did I ever tell you the story? So me and Jake were going, my son, who was about 9 or 10 at the time, we were driving to meet when he was in Boy Scouts. They were going to Mammoth Caves in Kentucky. And so we had some time to spare at the trip. I said, well, let's stop. I need to use the bathroom, and we'll get something for snack, and then we'll go. Well, I walk in. I don't look at the signs or anything. I just go straight into the bathroom, okay, because I think it was on the right side. And generally, right side is the men's bathroom. But I wasn't paying attention, so I walk in. I go, man, it's weird. There's no urinals in here. I use the bathroom. No, I didn't notice. I use the bathroom. I go, man, there's no urinals in here. And I go, walk out. 2 women are walking right into the bathroom. I was in the women's bathroom, like 100%, man.
It's fine. Doesn't matter.
I was so embarrassed. I was like, I'm just not going to make eye contact because I still had to buy the stuff at the store. And guess who was behind me? Those 2 ladies. And I was like, just act like it didn't happen. That's the only thing you can do. I'm just going to act
There's
like
other things you could have done, but that's probably the best. You probably took the wisest.
You got to be a little
course
bit
of
more
action.
woke.
But then another time, I almost walked into the women's bathroom. I did walk into the door, and 2 women, I go, oh, wrong bathroom. And they started laughing. So I don't know.
That's a joke. I think I've had a experience recently where I was someplace weird, and the bathroom labeling, it was odd because it's like at the greenhouse in Green Hills, where
Okay.
it's like it's literally a bar built in a greenhouse, and then you have to go through this maze to find the bathrooms, and the labeling isn't. So I'm in the bathroom, and then a guy walks in the bathroom, and he's just giggling over and over again. And then as I'm leaving, I'm like, was that the woman's bathroom?
Was
which
it?
makes it even. I feel like it was.
Or was he high? I, don't
I think
know.
it was.
Okay.
And it's like, wait, but we both made the same mistake at this
Yeah,
point,
that's
so
weird. It shouldn't matter, right? I mean, really,
it
like
probably
at the
should.
basis of it, why does it matter if we use the bathroom? It's no different than dudes use. I mean, everyone's using the bathroom at the same time. Why does it matter if guys and girls are in there? Tell me why it really matters.
I mean, it doesn't. But if it's
Okay.
labeled a certain way, you should
But
probably
why
respect
have we
that
why have
rule,
we
right?
labeled like that? Because of modesty rules from old days,
I think
right?
That's it.
Then we need to just break free, like Queen says, break free. I want to break free.
I think you can get arrested for that, for breaking free. Like, I'm just like everyone says this country is free, but you go into a woman's bathroom and start kicking in stalls, they're gonna arrest you.
Well, I didn't say any of that, but at the same time,
not that anyone's in it. You just instead of using the handle, you kick it because you feel free.
see, everybody's for the individual stall rooms. Thank you.
But I was getting at, like, it's a numbers issue. Like, if you calculate the number of bathroom stalls, the capacity that you can fit into one bathroom, even if you half the number, you're still going to look at like 6 to 7 individual bathrooms.
You
right?
know who has individual stall bathrooms?
Who?
Waffle House. Is there ever a problem with people using the bathroom there when it's packed?
There's
no.
but we're
Yeah,
talking about a
John,
Waffle House.
That's because a lot of people are afraid to use the restroom there.
Well, that's okay. That works to my behalf. I want a door that locks and says occupied on it. Okay, get away.
Just for the record, I'm for the
Porta
individual
Johns
stalls
do
as
that.
well. I think
Well-
everyone is for the individual stalls.
Okay, good.
I
No.
just don't think it's practical.
Well, I don't. You are talking to me about practicality, Mr. Socialism will save the world. Are you joking right now? You're talking about money issues.
You brought
with
me around, bro. You finally brought me around.
Oh.
I've got to start running the numbers, okay?
Oh, come on already. So anyway, PodX went there. I mean,
It was cool. I would go back. I would want to spend more time, go to a few more panels,
And
meet a few more people.
we're not going to meet anybody.
No,
Will. You're good at meeting people.
Yeah.
Me and John, not so much.
Well, just bring me along, and I'll start the conversations and then flag you over. Once
But
I
then-
get you talking, you're
see,
fine.
You make it kind
Have
of
you
weird.
met Dave?
You make it kind of weird sometimes when I walk into
I
conversations.
make it very weird.
Because I've heard, I'm like, I don't know how to jump in on it. There's no way to jump. Like, we've been to bars before. I'm just going to stand here in the corner and.
You are a weird person because, like, before we go out, you're just like all talk. You're like in the corner, like free. You're like flapping your wings. I'm free, baby. I'm free. We gonna do this. And then we get out there and you're just like smoking a cigarette in the corner, like a French black and white film. Like, I don't know how to enter your conversation.
Well, I really can't explain it.
No, I can't explain it either because
I totally get it.
All right, go for it.
It's both me and you, I think, are guilty of being extremely optimistic, but also very pessimistic at the same time.
I agree with that.
I mean, every time when we were in the bands, and we're like, man, this is the show. Somebody's gonna be there, and then we're not surprised when no one's there.
Right.
But I mean, there's this. I mean, it's that optimism versus, and then like when we were younger and we just turned 18 and we were going to clubs and stuff. We're like, oh yeah. We're tonight's the night. The ladies are going to be on us like white on rice, and
Never.
nope.
Never.
And so I mean,
Never happened.
I totally get it. Yeah,
Literally never happened. I don't think we met one girl at a club ever. You met one?
Sarah.
Oh, well, that was karaoke though.
It's still a club
Okay.
technically.
All right. Well, there you go.
Karaoke
John
club.
met a girl at a bar once. There we go.
So anyway, give us your final take on PodX.
They just need to lower the price or bring higher. Yeah, I filled out a survey that sent me, and I always said I think it's too much for what you're putting at. Now, if it was like $20 a day, like $60, that's doable. Maybe $100, but $200. I mean, that's quite investment you're putting into
Maybe
something.
if they saw like individual days or something.
Yeah,
Did they do that?
Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, thanks to Olivia for allowing us to go. So now we're podcast pros according to the badges they gave us. Oh, podcast pros or
Dab
podcast
on 'em.
bros? Which one are
Both.
you? All right.
You're a podcast bro.
Yeah.
I would say John is a fan,
fan. Yeah, he's
and I
probably-
would be the podcast pro.
I mean, that's one way to look at it.
Okay.
I would love to be a bro. Like I'm very.
I've got good news for you.
No, I mean a true bro. Like those guys seem like they're having the best time all the time. Like every
Dude,
day's a holiday, right?
It's ignorance is bliss, man.
I mean, you look at Gronk. It's like Gronkowski of the New England Patriots. That's the ultimate bro to me right now. He signifies what being a bro is all about. It's just like funneling some beers, man, just hanging out, dancing, having a good time. Yo, what's up, bro? Yeah, man, best day ever. You tell me you're not
You
envious
could
of that,
live that
Lee.
life.
Lee, you're not envious of that.
I've
No, I can't. I'm too self-aware. I'm done. I can't do it.
That's what I'm saying. Ignorance is bliss.
I mean, we'll get you a few beers in you,
He's-
get you out on that dance
He's
floor.
had a bite of that forbidden fruit.
Yeah,
He's
it's
too aware now.
Too late, man. But John, I like
Too
what you
woke.
said. I'm an optimist about grand things, and then a pessimist individually with people. I think that sums me up pretty well.
I don't even know what that means.
So I think in the grand picture thing, I believe everything's going to work out. I think things are great because you talking about the reviews. I thought of this, but then I meet individuals and I go, you're screwing it up. You're screwing it up. All you people are why we can't have good things.
have you looked in the mirror?
No, I'm perfect.
Okay.
So, but I
And
think
maybe that's the problem. I don't know.
It's one of those funhouse mirrors.
yes. Hey, whatever.
Let's see.
Hey,
Perfect.
whatever works, baby.
Perception is reality. We were talking about that earlier
It's
too.
true. So, do you think we're talking about this before the mic started? Is it possible that one person, each individual person, has manufactured their own reality that they're living on their own, and so you're the only person that really matters in your world. So in your world, everyone could die, you'd still be alive. But the minute you die, the universe disappears forever.
So I call it the God complex
Okay,
syndrome.
explain it, yeah.
Because it's having the feeling that reality has in some way been constructed solely for either your benefit or your trial, however you want to look at it. I think, depending on your views on religion or philosophy, you might look at it differently. But like every little action that happens in the world is obviously targeted solely toward you. So a good example would be like going to a music venue and you hear a singer say a line and you know that that line was written specifically for you for that moment being inside the concert.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what you would call a God complex.
Right.
And, to take it as a trial, you would even say like God has constructed these events and scenarios to see how you will react to them, either for science or for
Enjoyment.
amusement of himself, or
Let's make this rat taste his own tail.
as to judge you later in the afterlife, as some people would believe, right?
Could be.
To see the test of your character, see if you're running it for everyone else, so to speak.
I'm starting to believe this is actually real. Like, I know that's maybe a little bit scary to some degree, but I look at, like, I have friends and acquaintances that have lost children at young age. They've lost husbands at young age. They've lost people in their lives and all. And I look and I just go, none of that's happened to me. Like, I mean.
But you have to be a construct because the reality is about me.
No, you're in the. Okay, I get what you're saying there.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
interesting.
you're wrong on that one because it's about me.
It'd be me.
No.
I guess that's the problem, but that's my subconscious talking to me through you. See, so that's what's
Right.
even
I know.
trippy.
I understand exactly
Or
what you're
vice
saying because I
versa.
feel the same way about it right now.
But
But
you're not
wrong.
real. No, you're not real.
No, you're not real.
Okay, well, that's fine.
No.
John, which one of us? If one of us is not real, who would it be? You know the right answer, John.
I mean,
Nudge,
Lee,
nudge.
Lee
wink,
would
wink.
definitely be like the punishment of my sins that I have not made reparations for.
Good. I'm glad someone's watching over you
So,
It makes more sense than John's reality, actually, if you really think
because
about
he's
it.
just sitting over there not saying anything.
Well, I mean, he just said you're his.
dance for me, monkeys.
So I'm his heaven, you're his hell. Like,
So he's got like a
Oh, please don't ever say
angel
that
demon
again.
on his shoulder complex.
Please don't.
John, you're my lackey, okay, man? I can say whatever I want.
It's still horrible.
All right, so I don't know. I've just been thinking about that lately. I mean, I guess when you start getting older, you're just like, what's it all about? Like, I guess we're going to find out one day. Maybe John's right. Maybe it's the beliefs he has. I don't, Lee, are you like a nihilist? I mean, what do you think?
I don't
happens
know,
when
but
we die?
I will say someone did tell me this the other day. I don't know how it came up, but he told me he was saying that there's a guy, it was a podcaster, I believe, that partook on the journey of magic mushrooms. And his whole thing was he was a stutterer. He had a massive bad stutter.
Okay.
So he took like an almost lethal dose of, he had done magic mushrooms before, but he had taken a near lethal dose on purpose. And he, from that point on, no longer had a bad stutter. Now, he still would stutter in like high anxiety situations,
Okay.
like when he's really nervous. But in his day to day, it pretty much completely eliminated the stutter. So, I mean, I'm like, well, is that real? I don't know. Who knows? But and like now a lot of people are starting to study magic mushrooms and they're saying like if it's like an effective treatment for alcoholism, it's an effective treatment for depression. So, and a lot of people believe that taking magic mushrooms and LSD creates like a disassociation from reality. Like even like some people have called it an ego death.
Yeah, I've heard
So
that.
I don't know. Maybe if you're suffering from a God complex, maybe you need to take
Mushrooms?
a large dosage of illegal magic mushrooms.
Well, what do you believe happens when we die? Do you have a belief?
Oh, who knows?
So you don't
Who
have any
knows?
theories?
At the very most, we know our body turns into dust, right?
Right.
So all we are is dust in the wind.
Okay. All right. Well, it is time to move on to topics of the week.
I did want to say one more thing that
Brother,
I did.
when you end like that, you're done. You can't. you can't
You
add
are
any-
already dust.
I just wanted to say I went to a concert that was amazing. I wanted to bring it up at the Exit Inn here in Nashville. It was the 5678s from Japan. You might have known them from a little movie called Kill Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And they were opened by the Minks, which is one of my favorite Nashville bands of all
Okay.
times.
All right.
Killer show, but the 5678s from Japan. Can you imagine?
Good band. I've
Good
got one of
band.
their vinyl records.
I know,
So
it's crazy. You should have went to the show.
should have.
But they killed it. They
Good.
killed it.
Good.
Like probably like I mean, I don't know, to be that level of success, do you think they're probably some of the best musicians in Japan?
I don't know about that, but they obviously have struck a certain look and a certain sound that works out for them. You know.
They were excellent musicians.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. but
Beyond
you're
crazy good.
You're saying the best, though. That's
I mean, like some of the best, right?
maybe. I
Like,
mean,
because if you think about
okay.
like people that play in the United States that would tour in Japan, probably some of the best performers, some of the best musicians.
well, if you saw the Ramones in their heyday, you'd probably think they were a great performance by band. They weren't.
Sure, I'm sure they were.
They
right?
weren't technically. Well, sometimes
They put on a good show,
technically though they were not the best at all.
but they put on a good show.
right.
Yeah,
so,
these-
yeah, I agree with you.
These people put on a good show for sure.
Adam says Baby Metal, which is another. It's a Japanese female metal band. Is another good band, kind of in that vein. They're kind of cool too. So
I
check
don't know
them
how I
out.
feel about baby metal, but
Have you
know what I
listened?
mean? I've heard some of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
It's fun to listen to. I listened to it one day at work for like an hour and didn't even realize I was listening to it anymore. So it's good music to like just kind of zone out, and I don't know, it's cool. I like them as well. So yeah, and you met a musician at PodX that you.
I did.
What was her name?
Cariad Harmon.
What's her name?
Cariad. I can never pronounce her name. She's British.
Oh.
Cariad Harmon.
Cariad Harmon.
Cariad Harmon, who's now into podcasting. She's writing stuff, so I'm glad to see her. But I love her album. Her album is like one of the most beautiful albums.
There you go.
Moved here from New York, so a lot of her music's about New York, but obviously has like the British accent. But one of the funnier things she says is she's performing and she wrote a country music song, and she sings it with a country accent.
Mm.
So, but she has to like deliberately try.
What? Okay, well, I'll look her up. I'll try to remember to link that up in the show notes. I'll check that out as well. All right, so there we go. So we're good on the week's goings on. So it's time for topics where we bring up a few things that have hit the news that interest us, and we'll discuss them. So let's start with. We all know this month is Pride Month. So if you were in the LGBTQ community, hey, do your thing. Get out there. Show the world. You should have equal rights as well as anyone. I think we all agree with that here. But anyways, they have a big parade, obviously. They're having one in Nashville. They have one in all the states, Pride Parade. And so in Boston, a couple of guys got together. Some, let's just say, right-wing guys got together, and they said, we're going to have a straight Pride Parade. And they have been issued the permits now. So this parade is supposed to go forth as the straight Pride Parade. So I guess we'll start off with Lee. Should we start with you? What are your thoughts on this parade here?
I wish I thought of this idea. Not because I believe in it or even care. Honestly, I would be happy if all parades went away. Gay, straight, Macy's. I don't give. Just
Okay.
destroy. Like, who cares about parades, right? Like, I don't want to go to no parade. Okay, let me just say that.
Okay, but
But it has captured the hearts and the minds of the people on both sides. Like the people that are against it because it's an obvious attack on gay pride parades. It enrages them and it forces them to say some of the most vulgar and deflammatory things possible. And the people who are for the straight pride parade are just, they end up looking like idiots, no matter what position.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I'm just like, yeah, let's do the straight pride. You end up looking like an idiot, right? Probably the best thing that I heard was like, let them do the straight pride parade. Encourage them to do it. Then afterwards, just be like, dude, that was like, you realize how lame that was, right? Because it's going to be lame.
of course.
You can't have a straight pride parade and it not be lame.
All
Like,
right.
what would you do to make it cool?
So John, what would you have in the straight pride parade? What are some floats that could be in the straight pride parade? Lee, or you can pitch in too if you think of anything.
What events?
Float?
Yeah, what float?
Like a float. If you did floats on the parade.
What's something that shows you?
I mean,
you're
just like
straight, man.
probably like a giant tiki torch. You know,
Okay, so you're going right winger. I'm thinking a dude jacked to the tees.
What's the
like
the,
posing
a
with
a shirtless Jack, bro.
like Johnny Bravo.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Johnny Bravo with muscles is like
Yeah.
the thing just flexing, man. And he's like, all right, man, this means we're straight, bro. And then behind that's like the power tool float, you know.
But I mean, that's not like you're excluding like half of the straight people if you focus just on the masculine toxicity side of it.
Well, I don't know who you think is going to be in this parade, but it's definitely going to be who you just described.
Well, you know, as Chris Evans said, he thinks that most of the people that would go to a straight pride parade are really just closet gay people, homophobic closet gay people.
It could be.
And that's why they're so upset. It's because they feel like they're being denied or something. I don't know. How does that psychology even work?
I'm not sure. John, what are your thoughts on it? I mean,
I think it's stupid. It's dumb. I mean,
I think from the chat we've got one, a Miller Lite float.
That's good.
Maybe have Kid Rock be the Grand Marshal.
that's good. That's Cherry Barbarian. That's a good one. A Miller Lite float. I like that. I was thinking a couple, a married couple watching Netflix on the couch. Because that streams like straight couple. You know?
That's just to you the penultimate straight
Netflix
experience.
and chill.
I mean, how many straight couples do you think just sit around and watch Netflix now? Like
Well,
a lot.
How many gay couples do you think do that?
Well, we're talking about the straight. We're not worried about the gay pride parade, brother. We're planning the straight pride parade.
so I mean, you could just have it like anything then.
I don't know if
Dude
you
driving
really
a
think about
car.
things that are ultra masculine that you're going to put in this parade.
You're all kinda-
Couldn't it also be a gay pride parade?
It could. That's how we trick them, though. That's where, like, you need a buff dude with his shirt off, man. They're like, yeah, that's good. All right. And then get a big, like, big hammer, you know, and, like, kind of phallic hammer and all this good stuff like that. And then we would beat them at their own game. People like, oh, the gay pride parade's early this week. That's sweet. Because I think it's like a week before or something.
Okay, so all joking aside,
Yeah.
obviously coming out with the straight pride parade, they've been attacked. But can you try to even attempt to understand these people's reasoning and where they're coming from and try to understand why they're so offended by the gay pride parade and why they would feel the need to have a straight pride parade?
Well, we've talked about this before, but there's a movement in America by straight white men. I'm not saying I'm not saying any of this is right. I'm just telling you, who believe that their rights are being chipped away at due to gender neutral bathrooms, gay rights, affirmative action, all these things that kind of are being implemented into society. They feel they're under attack, and now they're to some degree. Are they easy to attack? Of course. Like, if you're going to attack someone, make it a straight white guy. No one's really going to come at you. Let's just be honest on that. But at the same time, we've kind of earned some of that. So, you know, whatever the point is. But they feel that they'll always say, the running bit used to be in the 90s. Well, they got BET. Why don't they have WET? You know, that was
wet.
You know, they would say that, and now they're saying that, which was always kind of weird about it. But now they're saying, why isn't there a straight parade? Why don't we have a straight parade? But I guess the point is, I mean, I'm guessing here. I have no idea, but they would say, if the majority of gay people say you're born that way, right? And so then they would say, well, we're born straight. So what's really the difference at that point? And that you can kind of go, all right, you got a kind of a point there.
Well, I think the point of the gay pride parade is that gay people feel like they had to be trapped in a closet, like R. Kelly, for instance, right? That they had to hide themselves in plain sight because if they didn't, they would be attacked. They would be.
I hear you. No, I understand that.
They would physically be attacked.
Yes,
know?
I'm saying yes.
When they decide, they're like, F it, let's have a parade. Let's get out in front of people and say we're not ashamed. We're proud of who we are. So with a straight person, it's like no one's probably been attacked because they were I'm not going to say no one because there probably is an instance out there, but typically from day to day, straight people don't have to hide the fact that they're straight. So they don't need a parade.
I hear you. No, I'm with you. I'm just trying to get behind what.
Think about the things that happen in a parade. You got big old balloons, baton twirlers. I mean, at the end of the day, is there a possibility to have a straight parade? I'll be apologizing for that for next week.
Okay. It's a hot take.
I'm just gonna let that one sit real quick. I understand what you're saying. The
All parades are gay.
yes, that's pretty much that should be the name of the title episode. All parades. Are
I mean,
gay.
honestly, yeah, I
It's
do
an
feel
excellent-
like if a bunch of dudes got together and organized a parade, it would be the lamest parade ever. It would.
There is some gay panache needed for a parade. I will admit that. Straight people, they suck. I mean, okay, we can say that as three straight white guys.
I mean, it depends on what
We're
you
not
want. Like it, you
typical
know?
straight white men are not good planners. They're not good decorators. That is kind of fact. The ones I know, that's what I'll say. I'm one. I suck at it. I can't even cut a straight piece of paper, which is kind of ironic. But you know,
Dave learning on a curve.
a lot there. But
I think Chris Evans might have something to say about you.
he might.
You know?
He might. But anyway, the point is, yeah, parades are festive, and that is not normally associated with straight white men. I will say that. And if you go to like a gay club, it is very festive. So they got the drag queens and all that. So there is festivity involved. To cover you, John, we don't have to apologize too much next week.
But yeah, on the upswing, I think it's like the chat is saying right now. It's like you don't have to be gay and be good at those things to be a man. Just like as a woman, you don't have to be gay and be able to do those typical male things like drink Miller Lite or, you know, spike your hair, I guess. I don't know. We lift weights, build
weights,
a deck,
get jacked, bro.
take the trash
Bro,
out.
get jacked and drink Miller Lights, bro. We're
Mow
living
your
the life.
lawn.
I literally said I want to be these guys earlier in the show.
So,
if
but
you
is there
remember.
but is there value in those gender roles, or should we buy into a complete gender fluid existence? Like, that should be a goal that we strive for, or is there a lot of value in having kind of this typical male, typical woman?
I mean, you go. I
Gender role.
definitely have opinions on that.
I think naturally there are things that men are naturally good at and things that women are naturally good at. Now, not to say that every woman is worse at certain things than men are, and vice versa. So I mean, I don't think we should neutralize all genders across the board. But I mean, I don't think that anyone should be judged just strictly on their sex either.
So
Okay.
we should just be disappointed at them?
No.
Well,
Maybe.
hold on. Let's look at this. Target recently decided that one of their policies was they were no longer going to have boy toys and girl toys like designated as those on the thing, because I've shopped for many birthdays now, and if it's a boy, the big thing is let's go to the boy toys, and if it's a girl, you go to the girl toys. I mean, you got to take the majority of people. The majority of little boys like I mean, I've got 3 kids. I can tell you, my boys liked all thing boys. I mean, they would play with dolls every once in a while. Hey, I didn't care. But if you gave them a choice between like a truck or something like that or a doll, I mean, most of the time they'd pick the truck. And then I think little girls kind of do the same thing. I've got a friend with a daughter and says tucks her baby doll into bed at night. My boys weren't really doing any of that. I mean, I guess maybe occasionally they were. Maybe, I don't know. But the point is, I think there are some characteristics that do stick with people, and I think it's silly for us to just abandon them all. I mean, mothers do have most of the time a better relationship with the child when it's born, because I mean they've been with it, you know, and you know, men sometimes struggle to do that. I'm not saying all men do, but some men do. I mean, it is tough to do. So there is something, and I don't think we have to eliminate completely, but we don't have to hold men to these standards as well, where you know, you can't, and we've changed as society, but it used to be, you know, men weren't even in the waiting room when the birth happened, and they weren't there. They didn't have to do things for the kids, take them to the doctor, do this and that. So
Joining the Navy.
in the Navy, who's
But,
joining
okay.
the Navy?
Like, if you
that
knocked
more-
up a woman, you went and joined the Navy,
Oh,
so
okay.
you get off the hook.
So
But okay.
so that
So-
was a gay pride parade.
So it's
thing.
obviously something that we're not going to solve here. I think it's a really big issue, but I think we can all agree that, you know, we should just accept for people for who they want to be accepted as, though, right?
Yeah.
Or no? Is there danger in that? I don't know.
I mean, that once again, you can play this game of what if this happens, or what if this happens? You know, okay, what if I, like that one guy sued, that one story we talked about. He's like, well, I'm 65 years old, but I identify as a 34-year-old, so I want to be 34 years old on my documentation.
I would like to go the other way and hit the Medicare
There you go.
retirement age.
Well, that might mess things up for
Yeah,
everybody.
maybe
But
we should do that.
I mean, I don't know. I think he said it. I mean, you just got to accept people. And it's not even our job to accept people. I've started to realize this lately. Like, just be respectful of them. Don't stop them from doing, you know, you don't have to agree with everything a group says. I mean, you're probably not going to, and you don't even have to really. I say accept. Accept it means like I know it, and I accept it as a universal truth. But I just think you got to just let people be who they are and just not worry about it. It's the same way you talked about Christians earlier. Christians are quick to judge. And I'm just like, it's not really. You're not supposed to be judging people. Like, that's really God's responsibility. You're supposed to be living the best life you can live according to the documentation and trying to help people. And I don't know, like...
Well, most of them don't read the manual.
Well, that's true.
Okay, so let me end the parade on this. I think it's super lame when someone has a really good idea that everyone connects to, gay pride parade. They're like, hey, let's have a gay pride parade. And then everyone's like, that's a great idea. They do it everywhere.
Right.
And then the straight people are like, oh, we're going to steal that idea. No, you can't be first to the party or come up like
right.
if you really feel the necessary to point out straight pride, come up with something besides a parade, because at that point it just feels like you're stealing it, you know?
Let's have a straight pride grill out.
Yeah, something like that,
There
you
you
know?
go.
Like if you want to have a straight like every June 30th we gather for and we recognize our straight pride. Do that. I mean, people are still going to complain, but at least it's not stealing the idea of a parade.
Right. They can only grill hot dogs the entire time.
Have a hot dog bobbing
There you go.
contest.
Yes,
where
sir.
you put the hot dogs in a pool of water and everyone.
So we all agree it's stupid. Okay, so we got one more story, don't we? Oh boy, we got to get to this one. So I am an online ordained minister. If you did not know that, I have married 4 or 5 couples now. I think it's 4 or 5. I know it's 4 or 5, but anyway, I married one of my good friends I work with. Her and her wife got married. I was glad to be part of that.
They actually visited us on our 24-hour podcast.
That's right. So I was proud to do that. I loved it. Even though it's a pain in the ass to really go do this stuff, it is. You know how I am. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. And the day comes, I'm like, oh, why did I do this? Why did
You're the optimist on the big picture, and then the pessimist on the details.
Yeah, why am I marrying these people? But anyway, so Tennessee has got a new law effective July 1st that ordained ministers can no longer marry people in Davidson County in the state of Tennessee.
If they're online ordained.
Online ordained. Only ministers of God only ministers of the Lord Jesus Christ.
They still have it on the books where the council members.
Which is weird, right? Because so I can't do it. I don't understand the logic behind this, truthfully.
You get one of your what are they called? Aldermans?
Aldermans. Listen, this in case anyone isn't aware of this, this is a straight and direct attack on gay marriages.
Of course, right?
100%.
Okay.
100%. Why are they even trying to hide it? Probably because they know if they came out and said that, people would riot. They would not accept it, right? Because we fought forever for people to have that right, and now a few people want to take it away.
Well, Adam says, even chat, I have 3 brides coming up this fall that are screwed because of this. A lot of people, and hey, it's kind of cool to get your good friend. Yeah, he's a wedding photographer.
Oh, right.
But it's cool. Like if you have a really good friend, and
he just had brides laying around,
lining them up, got a harem coming,
and maybe they don't, like you said, you got too many best men or something, or it's kind of a good friend but not enough to be a best man. Like, hey, you want to do our wedding for us? That's kind of cool. It's cheaper as well. So you're right, though. I looked at it and go, this is an attack on gay marriages, but I also think it's like God is good and only God can marry, and it's like, bro, I mean, the state marries you anyway. The preacher doesn't. He just signs a document saying he witnessed it.
That's what is so stupid. The whole thing is just madness.
It's
the
dumb.
whole concept of marriage is insanity, right? We can all agree on that.
I mean, this just makes me despise the Republican representation here in Tennessee.
It took this to do it?
No, it's been a build-up. It's things like this they do where I'm just like, can we just get a guy that's like, hey, man, I'm just going to be kind of conservative down the road on economics and freedom. But freedom. I'm going to let people be free, like libertarians are supposed to be free to do what you want as long as it doesn't impact other people's freedom. I thought that was the entire basis of our country. Now it's just going, God is good. God is great. Yeah. I'm just like, get this. How did they just pass these laws and there's nothing we can do about it? That's what's really maddening. Like, I don't know, man. I could go on all day about it, but this sucks.
So to combat this, could we not come up with an online ordained minister, make it about God, and
That's what I thought.
Or the Church of Satan, even.
That's true.
Because those guys are winning battles all over the place.
Ooh, maybe I should get ordained in Church of Satan. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm putting this out there then, and this is on the spot right now. July 1st is when this stuff goes into effect. If you want to get married before July 1st and you listen to this program, you email the show. I will make time to come marry you, and we'll get all the documentation. I'm talking gay, straight, trans. I don't care what you are. If you want to get married, I'll do it for free.
No pets.
Dogs are allowed. I don't care. If they can sign the document, I'll sign it. It's free. I will not charge you anything. I will try to come out to where you're at, and we will get this done. Boom.
John will DJ for you, and I will stay at home. It's perfect.
No, okay. No, you make his commitment right now.
No, the people don't want me at their wedding. I'm doing them a favor.
No, they do. They want you
It
there.
would be a favor.
You can edit the video.
Yeah, you be a videographer. John, will you commit to DJ a wedding if they contact us?
Sure.
Oh, yes. All right. So you got the tech handled. It's going to be a Blame Your Brother wedding. I want
Are we
one.
going to stream it online?
Heck
live?
yeah. Oh, we're going to podcast and everything. I want this to happen. Please, someone reach out to us. I want one Blame Your Brother wedding because it would be legal until July 1st, and then we can't help you. I hope someone reaches out to us.
Just not on June 15th.
Not June 15th. All right. So that's it.
Or maybe someone that's married could go ahead and get a divorce and get married
remarried.
again.
There we go. And Adam will be there helping us. Adam Pewitt of the Adam and JP
Oh,
show.
he's okay. He said, I was about to say, you're counting him in already, huh?
Yeah, so he'll help take some pictures with his phone or something. Anyway, he's actually a real wedding photographer.
Wow.
He's not gonna.
Damn.
I'm not gonna sit there and offer his services up, which are fantastic, for free. That would be a really shitty thing to do. Like, Adam, you're in for the pictures, brother, for free. Okay, so anyway, there we go. Oh, contact us.
Maybe the Groupon discount.
That's what I said. Just with his phone, he'll just take pictures with his phone of you and send those to you via text if you pay him for the overages. All right. Well, I guess it's time for Dear John. So every week, John gives advice, and we call it Dear John.
Dear John, dear John, by the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right. So Lee's going to read the email. John will give the advice. We'll step in if needed, and away he goes.
This one comes in, Dear John, I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years. When I'm with him, I often find him annoying, and I think we have nothing in common. But when we are apart, I miss him a lot, especially when one of us travels for work. When we're apart and talk on the phone, we have amazing conversations and discuss a future together. But when we're together, we don't talk as much, and he never mentions a future together. I'm confused. Is this normal for relationships? I don't want to stay in a relationship that isn't going anywhere, and it has been like this since pretty early on. How can I know if I should invest more of my time or if I should end it and move on? From Perplexed in Virginia.
Yeah, we've got a few people listening in Virginia, so it's interesting. Maybe we know these. Maybe we directly know. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, anyways, go ahead, John.
If you're not happy with the person where they're there with you, I mean, depending on how old you are. I mean, if you just want to coast along, that's fine.
Depends on how old you are.
Well, if you're not itching to get married right away,
If you're 16, you know.
then you can coast
Plenty of
along. But
time.
in the long run, this relationship's not going to work.
Unless he travels all the time. I mean, maybe he's like a traveling salesman or something.
Maybe he has multiple families. for
Well,
that
I mean,
matter.
eventually he's going to retire. They don't want to get divorced at 60, 70 years old.
Obviously, it's silly, but why do you think this happens? It happens.
It's the absence makes the heart grow fonder.
But is she just needing someone that's convenient for her to think about? Like, I want to.
People just don't want to be single sometimes.
But she hates it when she's with him. Like, some people want to be.
Well, I don't know
are
if
in
she
love.
said she hates it when they're together.
You can reread that again, my friend.
She didn't say she hates it, but he's annoying.
He's annoying constantly. I mean,
They have nothing in common.
nothing in common. Some people want to be in love with the idea of being in love, and so projecting that onto someone that's not there is easy to do. And then when they're there, you're like, oh crap, yeah, no, go ahead and leave again. I mean, I think there's something to that
Obviously,
as
that's
well.
what I think it's happening.
Yeah. So is it normal for relationships? No. Does it happen? I'm sure it happens from time to time. I mean, I think her key point, I don't want to stay in a relationship that isn't going anywhere. So
I mean, well, one of my favorite songs out there, and we
go.
talked about it with Dave too,
Here we go.
is a song called "Sometimes Around Midnight," and it's about a guy that used to be with this girl, and he runs into her, And there's obviously there's thoughts about, him missing her and stuff. And if you've ever been in a relationship and you broke up with somebody and you're not suddenly with somebody again,
yeah,
you run into that person, you kind of get those vibes. You're like, man, what if I tried this
Right.
again? And it's not. I mean, it doesn't work out. And so that's what I'm saying to this.
So, like, could you have any advice for maybe if she wanted to try a little harder, maybe some activities they could engage in?
Well, she says that they have nothing in common, but when they talk on the phone when they're apart, what are they talking about then? And if that's what I would say is if you really want to try to make this work, then take the things that you're talking about over the phone and try to bring those conversations in your day-to-day when he's in the room.
Well, maybe they could just start, like, calling each other from the bedroom and living room and having those conversations and then stepping out and being like, I'm here, what you just said.
or maybe they just communicate by phone for the entire relationship.
Okay.
I mean, that might work, right?
Maybe, like, looking to getting, like, a Google Glass set up.
Yeah. I mean, in the future, that's going to be like a lot of relationships straight
Right.
up. When VR becomes more accessible and
We can
calls
be
become
whoever we
better,
want.
we can.
We can get catfished by
This is going to
whoever.
describe the majority of relationships. So you know what, sister? You're thinking ahead.
She might be above the curve.
I'm
You know
here.
what? I appreciate that. So I say stay with them because you're doing it right.
Stay with them. Get married before July 1st.
There you go.
Come to Tennessee. You have a Blame Your Brother wedding.
There you go. So that's Dear John. So if a dude would have written that, I'd been like, well, yeah, that's called being married, brother. But it's a go with that road.
Oh, the gender inequality. Where's the misogyny alert?
You want me to play it for that?
I
Okay,
mean, a little bit.
Misogyny alert.
So
Misogyny alert.
I know your wife listens. I know both your wives listen. So I know what your answers will be. But there's time the talky talk becomes a little bit muchy much. Okay, now I'm just saying.
What? Are you mansplaining us right now?
No, I know what
Are you mansplaining us
I know
marriage?
what you wimps are going to be. I understand.
The talky talk becomes a bit muchy much? Is that what the language you just
Yeah,
used?
that's what I said.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, Lee, you've never been in that situation before?
All the time.
Okay. Well, there you go. John, you've been in that.
Never.
Oh, thank you. Good man, John. Way to avoid that. Okay, before we get going, I want to real quick, because we just did Dear John. What is hallway etiquette when you work somewhere and you kind of know everyone, but you don't really know them? Maybe you don't even know their names, but you know their face and you make a point that you know them. Now, where I work at, I tend to look people in the eyes when I walk by them and I always want to say hello or whatever. But I work with a lot of people that either look straight ahead or some of them, I don't know if this is because they don't like me or whatever, but they look at the opposite wall when they're walking by me.
They're definitely trying to avoid eye contact with
And
me.
I've seen them do it to other people though. So what do you think is work?
Dude, some people are just extroverts. Some people are just introverts.
But what's the etiquette? Should you look at people in the eyes when you're walking past them? So is that your etiquette?
If I want to talk to them, I will.
No, but just
That's
a stranger.
that's the cue.
A
If
stranger.
I'm looking at you, it means I want to talk to you.
A stranger.
A stranger?
Yeah. When you're walking out, you don't look at people when you're
No, I
walking by?
try not to.
Okay, John.
Not in this day and age, especially because I'm afraid I'm going to get accused of something.
I'm a people watcher.
Okay.
I like looking at people.
So it's just weird, right? Like for me and John, it's weird that they're looking either straight at, like sometimes I'll see someone I don't want to say something to them, so I will look straight ahead. But even then, I'm still like kind of looking over to the side. I'm like, stop it, just look ahead, man. And I'll end up going, hey, what's up, man? How you
Do
doing?
not make eye contact.
I think a lot of that maybe has something to do with like the Southern hospitality thing, maybe. Because like if you
Could
go to
be.
New York, people have a completely different attitude about casual conversations and casual run-ins with people that they don't know. They don't have time for it. They don't want to do it. There's so many people, such a small area. Everyone's busy. They don't have time to sit there and say hi y'all.
No, not hey,
Hi,
how's it
y'all.
going? Just hey, hey, what's up?
No, they
Like,
just.
or,
That's
hey,
not what people. That's what I'm saying. It's not
Okay,
like
so
that.
from the chat, Rusty says I always look straight ahead. I can see that. Robin says she agrees with Rusty, and Brandon says I like looking at people. LOL.
Brandon said he wants to stare people down, no blinking. Okay, that's even more awkward.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
good.
he wants someone just to stare you down. Not you go, hey buddy, and they just keep non-blinking.
I work with a few people that have almost done that. I work with some weirdos, man. Like I said, I
You
don't.
are one of them.
So I work in a big area where it's all different people. It's not like just my company. It's like a bunch of companies. So once again, I don't really know these people, but I see them like every day. And some of them, not very nice. And I guess I do sometimes think of it, well, maybe they're just introverted, like Lee said, or maybe they're shy or something. I'm like, I don't know.
See, I'm in the
Pessimism.
hospitality business, so I mean,
Yeah, you have to.
I'm it's almost ingrained in me now at this
Right.
point to treat everybody like they're a customer,
Yeah.
and so I've got to,
Trained. You've been trained well.
There
yeah,
you go.
basically, yeah.
All right, so final word on that. Just look straight ahead.
I mean, do whatever you want. Because, I mean, I'm not
saying
saying...
etiquette. What is
What
proper?
should you do?
Yes.
It depends on the situation.
Okay. Thank you. for that answer.
Strangers, I don't know. I feel like 2019, I feel has different rules. Because if you're a guy and there's an attractive woman and you try to say something, they might get the wrong. Like,
Misogyny alert.
if you're a woman and you see an attractive guy, they might say like, "Why are you staring at me?" or something. Why are you trying to talk to me? You know, I wouldn't know what either of those situations are.
Okay.
So I would just say, you know, put the like maybe you could get some kind of like tunic you could put over your head that has a sure front that you can
now it
see
just
out
got
of.
weird and dumb. All right.
We could live in a different society where we.
That was it. That's this ain't the Middle East, brother. All right, so you have listened to Blame Your Brother, episode 145. Hopefully you were entertained. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you learned not to do something. Who knows? Some fun topics tonight. But, hey, you need to check us out after you listen to this. You've told all your friends about it. Go check out the website, blameyourbro.com. It's got all the good stuff there. We've got all of our articles from Adam Cox, who's written about a bunch of movies this week, TV shows. So definitely go check that out. It's got all of our past episodes, so you'll love to check all those out. A bunch of links are on there as well. So you got social media, podcasts, ways to grab the podcast. We have links to our T-shirts. And really, we say this probably not enough, but if you're going to buy anything through Amazon, please go to our website, step 1. Step 2, click on that Amazon link. Step 3, buy things on Amazon. It helps us out. We get a small kick of the sales. And, you know, lip sync costs money, so we'll need to recuperate that. We're not doing Patreon, but we ask you to do Amazon for us. Really appreciate it if you do. And we're streamed on RadioVegas.rocks every Thursday at 4 p.m. here Central Time. And we're also played on Friday night. It's Coming Right Up. If you go to comingrightup.org, you can listen to the brand new episode. So if you don't want to download it, you want to sit at your desk and listen to it, do that. Check out the website for the times on that. And you can email us on the website. So if you don't want to send us an email, you can just go to the website. It'll send the email for you. You can do a Dear John. You can write us. You can do whatever you want. Be creative. Tell us you like the show. We got something wrong. You know, there's a bunch of stuff like that. And send us a voicemail. If you want to talk, we'd love to hear you. Please do that because we haven't had one in a long time. But send us a voicemail if you want a question.
Who was our last one? Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson, you know. So it's been a while. You know, we had a couple of cool people calling in. But you can be the cool person to call in and tell us, ask us a question, tell us something we got right because I know, or wrong because there's probably more of that.
Well, Yoko Ono did call in, but we could not play that online.
Yeah, that was very racist. It was weird. Okay, so that's it. Go check out the website, blameyourbro.com. Tell all your friends about us. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcast. And with all that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Burn this.
I'm sorry?
This must never be seen by anyone.
You want me to play it again?
Has anybody seen this?
Nobody has seen this.
They have to be found and talked to.